everybody, welcome back. This is, of course, Sport Federation TV. We talk to you every week about what's happening with sport in the Western Cape. Nice full show for you today. We're going to be taking a look at what's happening in the world of softball, and we're also going to chat with the guys from rowing. And, well, it is going to be quite exciting today. And in studio with me first up is, of course, Stacey Lee Stewart. Stacey's, of course, from Softball Western Cape. Stacey, but today we're not talking softball Western. Oh, we're always talking about softball in the Western Cape.
100%.
But welcome to Federation. Not your first time, yeah?
No, definitely not. I feel a little bit at home today, so thank you for having me. Yes, we're always speaking about softball in the Western Cape, and more importantly, how it's just awesome, how it's constantly developing in this province. Yeah.
It is getting bigger and bigger. I mean, you guys are softball players in the Western Cape. In the last few years, you've had a lot of success. We saw you guys going overseas, at least to Gauteng, nationals. I mean, a lot of tension there.
Yes, lots of tournaments, and I think that's why this one is a bit different. I'm coming from a different seat today. Generally managing a senior team, being that person for the team, and this time I had the opportunity to be a player. Completely different experience, didn't need to do all the admin, the worrying about everyone else, just focusing on myself and just enjoying the game overall.
Well, that's why I was also going to ask you, but even the while, and we're going to talk to you now about your playing experience in a second, but during this time, your experience, of course, as a team manager as well, team captain, during this time, you're trying to concentrate on playing. Are people still coming to you and saying, like, where do I fill in the form?
Look, if you have the knowledge of things, and with me, I'm very grateful to have walked the journey in softball where I've been club administrator, a scorer, a level 3 scorer, a manager of a team. And yes, people will look for insights. They will ask what's easier, how can I support, and always obviously happy to teach them because it's always a upskilling moment for one of us. So
now you went to the Masters, the South African Softball Masters Championships. I believe there was close on 1,000 players. Or a lot of players.
There were a lot of players. I'm not sure the number, but there were a lot of teams, and it was international. Yes, there were teams from Botswana and Lesotho. Actually, the gents from Lesotho were the champions in the recreational league as well.
Really?
Yes, and the other 3 champions. So there's 2 leagues: recreational and competitive. So Tanta, the club, or Tanta Sport, the club I play for and represented, it was our inaugural year. It's the first time we've ever been at the Masters tournament. And it was specifically because we wanted to highlight both the growth of softball and also a special mention to our late president, Ernest Jan. It was his dream for Tanta Sport to be there. And unfortunately, he isn't here to see it happen, but we made it happen for him. So we're grateful for that opportunity.
So has Tanta, tell me a little bit more about Tanta Sports Club. How long have you guys been in existence? You say this is your first Masters competition?
Yes, it is. We've been in existence for 76 years.
Wow, 76 years.
So we're very proud of saying we're the oldest name in the game. And we're still existing.
Well, now you're the oldest and the youngest.
Yes, in the Masters. And yes, the team is very dynamic. A lot of just turned Masters in that age group. So I'm sure you know, or if you don't know, if the listeners don't know, 35 years and up is when you are a master. So when you reach that age, you start this new tournament, and it was such an experience. Like I mentioned, there's 2 different leagues, competitive and recreational. Tanta we use the phrase, we're going to enjoy this, you know, we're going to have some fun. And that is what it's all about. And everyone always mentioned, you have to come to Masters, come and experience the vibe, the gist of everything. And we did. We went through to George in September, entered in the recreational league, and so happy to have turned out that we won gold. So we're the champions for our first year. Yes. So it was very exciting. But there is a competitive league as well, and those 2 winners were also from the Western Cape. So
but you guys, you say that's recreation, but I know you guys, you take it very seriously.
Definitely. I mean, once you hit the field, I think game face is on, and you're all about like doing your best. But we do have a lot of laughs, a lot of fun along the way.
So tell us a little bit about the tournament itself. How many days? How many matches did you have to play? Because as much as it sounds like fun and games, it's a lot of hard work.
It is, and there was a lot of prep before that as well. And luckily, we had an awesome media team too to take everybody on the journey from preparations to it and all of that.
What are the small things that you got to think about? I mean, we always talk about. I mean, when everyone is on TV, one is always talking about the event and the winning and maybe the weather and that. But behind the scenes, the small things can make or break a team. You know, whether or not you've got your tog bags, or did you take enough sandwiches to the field? What were the small things for you guys that you had to think about? Because there's always something that goes wrong, like someone forgot their shoes or something.
Funny you say that. So, like I said, I came in very differently this year. I'm a player this year, and it's so strange because I was the one that forgot their T-shirt, their playing shirt at home.
Word, yeah.
But not at home, at the accommodation.
Yeah.
Please don't get me wrong. I did have time to play as well. But yes, you have to think of packing those bags. You're going through, you make sure that you have all your equipment, all of that. Those
Do you have a
small
checklist?
things.
Do you have a list in before you go, okay, right, I've got my belt, I've got my socks, I've got my gum guard.
You should have most of your things on,
Yeah.
but you know that you're playing top. So what we started doing is keeping each other accountable.
All right.
I had to be the guinea pig, so yes. I couldn't be in the team picture without my shirt, those type of things. But yeah.
I've got to ask you, I mean, the inaugural team for Tantus Sport Softball Club, did you guys at least have your jerseys signed by the team?
We didn't. We didn't, but we did have an awesome mascot.
You've got to get those players together and get them to sign your jersey.
Okay, maybe we should do that at our, we were supposed to have our celebration this coming Friday, but softball doesn't wait for anyone. So the season starts today.
Well, I was going to ask you.
Today.
I mean, we keep talking about it's all over.
No.
But you guys have now season starting now.
100%. Yes,
This
very
weekend?
excited. It starts today.
Today already,
We're
this
playing
Friday.
our first game today for the league. And yes, we're going to have a celebration for our Masters at some point where we can squeeze it in. And then maybe look at doing that signing. Thank you for that idea. We do have a mascot. Her name was Georgie.
Georgie, the mascot
yes,
for Tantus.
For Tantus Sports Softball Club Masters team. She had her own little T-shirt with the Masters logo and everything.
So do you think that the Masters, when you guys were there now, do you think that this has been a good timing in terms of your preparation?
For season.
Time to get,
yes,
for you guys
definitely.
I mean,
those that aren't masters are feeling the struggle now. Because we've been prepping all this time, so it's just, just keep going. So the momentum was there. So now, like we had a very young coach, actually my younger sister. She's part of our major league team, and she was our head coach on tournaments. So for her, first time coaching, and then also being quite successful at tournament. Now she's having to backtrack a bit. Okay, now I need to get into playing mode. So yes, it is difficult, but I mean, it was great prep for now the season starts.
Okay, so most importantly, if anybody is, I mean, you're speaking to us here now, and anyone who's watching this is obviously going, wow, this sounds like great fun. Softball is on track. Softball has got amazing structures. There's competitions. There's athletes and everybody. Anybody who's watching this now, mom or dad, will be thinking, oh, my kids must play softball. How do they join?
Oh, very, very easy. All dependent on where they're based as well. I would only speak for Tantus Sport, obviously. So we've got social media platforms. Get in touch. I'm happy to even refer you to a team that's in your area should you need to. We do have lots of knowledge with who's based where, and also what's best for the growth of softball at the end of the day. And
fantastic, Stacey. We'll leave it at that.
Yes.
Amazing chatting with you.
Thank you
Can't
for
wait to
having
get you guys back in. Good luck for the season. Today's, of course, the 11th of October, start of the Cape Town Softball League. I'm assuming all the other districts in the Western Cape probably starting this weekend as well. And we can't wait to get you back.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity.
There we go, folks. Western Cape Softball, Cape Town Softball, and of course Tantus Sports Softball Club. Just shining from, well, end to end. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll talk more sport in the province. Back in a sec.